Ia, e tos fulua mātou, e se eset ia meo Amerika e sa wai, kasi de falangi, to lima sapani, to telefoina I tangata mai Amerika. So, e mateo lama ka whai lekio mai e kaula amateur radio, e tofulai senge mātou, e a fo e do.
Moel society ale ASRA o le ASRA le falap tonga le tio fe avai o le falap tonga ne presidente le sunga le Gandhi ai superintendent le faletua o uti Candy ma se tano mai le fionga le fai pole Jennings ma le faletua uti
langa pitasili na fanga tal mato tunu all communication I mai se lava I temi fa matangi mane fa tupa de Swains ya Paulavne pay for in the two-pot ya person. Ele more loves communication ya Swains since Olaf. So when Larry Gandhi asked me about se fatai ta ilale to inga communication le Swains sa ofie ya wifi si avano masalo o matul melel a mo fo ya o se tasi tu langa pos fai long am fai ya na tal noi I amateur radio. Then I will mawaila se Sisi pasalo tulanga lemo Swains in the communication pa fai leo nga nisi communication pa almalo
e peo o se talonga e te o le golf o mātou fai le tio ia e tos fulua mātou e se eset ia meo Amerika sa wai kasi de falangi to lima sapani to telefoina I tangata mai Amerika. So, e mateo lama ka whai lekio mai e kaula amateur radio, e tofulai senge mātou. E a fo e lua se fulu fo I tangata Samoa e la to lai senge.
O le aolai o le malanga le o Swains e wha mautu wai se awala sota inga ia.
Io e se mea lama whapenga. E involve o mai le lalulangi atoa il mea lea talonga lea mātou. E mateo ese ma Swains kusa pe kai kolu wafe a ngā ilunga contacts a ka ngaka ko kasi e fo e 24 hours e le mamoi ngi ta alonga e a fo e tolu io e ile e lava ia e alu luas fu fai tu la e fo e tangata to tasi pe e o lima afe ia contacts a ka ngaka ko kasi a o fo o stamasia o fo si representative lea o fo Alex nga permittinga ma ko ma ke operate my Swains.
Well, this association's effort, a group of more than 20 consists of the president of the ASERA, Larry Candy, vice president Uti Candy, members from Japan, Hawaii, and California, and American Samoa, as well as former Faipuli of Swains Island, Wallace Jennings, and a crew of 8 departed for Swains Island before noon today. The mission is to establish a station for communications through ham radio. A retired submariner, John Peters, said once the station is established in Swains Island, communications will be 24 hours.
The radio operators of American Samoa have been represented in the past in the international radio community by Connecticut. And the members here wanted to set up their own. The American Samoa should stand as an independent territory. So the American Samoa Amateur Radio Association was formed, and we applied to become a member of the International Amateur Radio Union, which is the United Nations body that governs all radio and all amateur radio. So we have applied to let American Samoa represent Samoa rather than have the mainland do it, much as American Samoa represents itself in the Congress. And the American Samoa Amateur Radio Association recognized that Swains Island to amateur radio operators is very rare because people very seldom go to Swains. So we organized this trip to go to Swains Island and put amateur radio on for the world from Swains Island. We expect to talk to all of the world, Europe, South America, Australia, New Zealand, US, the entire world. And the whole world is waiting anxiously for this group to get on the air from Swains. Representing the island of Swains and Wally Thompson, we all met to look at the conditions, and we watched as Typhoon Percy came over the island, looked at conditions, and we are carrying additional relief supplies to the 5 people living there, in addition to our equipment for this radio expedition. One of the things amateur radio does is move in very quickly after emergencies to support communications to devastated areas. Amateur radio was the only communication when the tsunami hit. When the tsunami hit in the Indian Ocean, only amateur radio provided communications for the first several days.
The 8-day mission to Swains Island is made possible with the assistance of Miss Kuji, who funded the entire trip.
It has been spent 2-3 years to set up station in the Swains Island. This is a game for we call the name is DXCC. DX is the distance and the CC is the century club. That's the meaning to have to work 100 different area. So we are all enjoying a DXCC game. So we looking for the new DXCC country and good possibility in the Swains Island. So we started this project 2 years ago. But ARRL, he mentioned before, is refused to acknowledge for the new country. So they changed immediately the game of the rule. But we still go because, you know, somebody has a T-shirt. Uti, show backside. New DXCC seeks the truth. So this is our purpose of the expedition.
Thank you. American Samoa has been represented internationally by a radio club in Connecticut. And they are selfish in not wanting to give up their representation, even though American Samoa Amateur Radio Association, we want American Samoa to represent itself, to be independent, to be the one that goes to the conference internationally to say what American Samoa needs, just as Hawaii does. You know, Hawaii counts as a separate country for DXCC. American Samoa should be a member of the International Amateur Radio Union. We are working on that. And the Connecticut Radio Club, just like a basketball game, the wrong team started to lose, so they changed the rules. They changed the rules to try to prevent American Samoa from being independent, representing themselves. So we are fighting to make American Samoa a member of the International Radio Union.
A member from France describes the meaning of these letters and numbers.
Your call sign, the prefix, which is the beginning of the call sign, would indicate the country, and KH is territory of the United States in the Pacific. 8 will mean American Samoa, and we got this special call sign that says SI for Swains Island. So everybody will know that contacting us, they are contacting Swains Island.
Representative of Swains Island, Alexander Jennings, is pleased with this opportunity to make contacts with the island and to transport fuel and other cargo the U.S. Coast Guard was not able to do so the day before yesterday.
They could go out and test their equipment over there and do some communication, make some contacts out of Swains Island. And fortunately, I've had some serious problems with communications with Swains, and this is probably one avenue where I could another option for our communication with Swains Island through Larry Gandy here. We're making discussions about me being a member of the club, so I'll be able to set up some more permanent arrangements for ham radios and amateur communication with Swains Island. Because as you know, since especially after Olaf and usually after every hurricane we have a difficult time with communication. Our communication is very unreliable and it's difficult to operate from Swains. So this is another opportunity, another avenue that I want to look at as far as communication, and just to have another source of communication at no cost to the island. So I'm very happy and I'm glad that there's so much excitement on it. Also on top of that, we have an opportunity here with this group to send the rest of our relief that we weren't able to send on the airplane, on the C-130, with them on the boat, and loading some fuel and the rest of the cargo that we weren't able to take. So it's a big help for everybody, and it's definitely an opportunity for Swains Island.
And that's all the time we have for this Thursday. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sinivan.